feel free to like the video. Heya, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be watching and reacting to The Rings of Power episode 6. So last episode was a lot of build up. I mean, to be fair, the whole entire season so far has been a lot of build up. But at the end of the last episode we saw Galadriel and Miriel and the rest of them jump on their ships and set sail for Middle-earth. Now they're heading straight to the Southlands, which is where Arondir, the elf, and Bronwyn and her son are basically holed up in a tower. Sauron, I'm assuming it's Sauron, it's Adar, I think that's the name they give to Sauron, but I could be completely wrong. But either way, the bad guy and his orcs are heading to the tower because they want to get back the hilt that was stolen by Bronwyn's son. Now that seems to be some sort of key. I'm not sure if it's something that's keeping the humans or the men under Sauron's control, or if it's literally just a fancy sword which is all flamey and stuff. But yeah, everything feels like it's coming to a bit of a head. Obviously as well, we've got the whole situation with Elrond and Durin where the dwarves have found Mithril and they're trying to mine it, but it's apparently quite dangerous to mine. And the elves are basically dying. Their immortality is fading, I think. And apparently the light contained within the mithril will basically save them. But yeah, so that's obviously sort of a bit of an issue. So Doran said he would help the elves, but he's got to persuade his dad, the king, to basically let them mine the stuff because he's shut it down because it's so dangerous. So there's kind of that going on as well. So yeah, I do feel like there's some potential for sort of quite a lot of worlds to collide in this episode, so we shall see. Oh yeah, the hobbits as well. The stranger guy basically saved some of the hobbits from wolves, but hurt his arm in the process, and then while he was fixing his arm in like a pool of frozen water, as you do, Nori touched his arm, got her arm frozen to him. I don't think he was aware she was there, but he kind of did this big sort of force push thing and flung her backwards, you know, sort of quite a ways. I think she was more surprised than anything, but it obviously sort of freaked her out a bit and she kind of ran away from him scared, so yeah, we shall see. But yeah, with that said, I think it's probably time to jump into the episode and see what this is all about. I have got a fan running today because it is really hot, because apparently September is the best time for a heat wave in England, so that's great. Hopefully you can't hear it. I did test it earlier with the mic, so it shouldn't be picking up, but apologies if there's a little bit of background noise. With that said, let's jump into the episode. So this is The Rings of Power episode 6. I don't know, sure I want to know who those hands belong to. Oh, okay, yeah. Ambush? The fire's lit.
The elves here is Moonwolf.
Yes, father.
So he's not Sauron then? Ooh.
Bring him down!
Oh, nice. I've got bloody goosebumps already.
How many of you could have survived that?
How long do we have?
Not long enough.
I figured that the Numenor people would actually save them from that attack, but I guess they kind of figured it out for themselves.
I thought all soldiers were to be abed.
Pardon me, Commander. I was only...
Hoping to get the first sight of land. At ease.
Is it visible to yours already?
Has been for nearly an hour.
Keen are the eyes of the elves. I did not join this expedition to be humbled.
Then for what did you join, soldier?
I was just trying to get away, as far as I could from that place.
Newman.
It's not Numenor. Not the real Numenor, anyway. If it ever existed.
It existed. It exists still, if only in the heart of the lowliest stable sweep.
She's trying to break it.
Where will you hide it?
No one must know. Not even you.
Oh god, is the sun gonna follow him?
Our enemy has been sighted. We survived them before. Now we must do so again.
Fair play to them for actually fighting.
This is to be our keep, our fallback point. To your positions.
God. This episode is making me tear up. Shit. Oh no. Use his fire? Oh god. Oh fuck. Yes. Oh, stop shooting people!
They're headed for the tavern!
Oh god. But he wanted to fight, I just don't think he wanted to fight quite as many. Oh no! Ow. I'm getting tired just watching him. Oh god. Oh.
London's are we? More than a bit brave, Alfred. More than a bit.
God, that makes me want to cry as well. Okay, so shoulder.
I'm gonna help you. Mother.
think
Either you're gonna do this or I'm gonna die, Julia.
Mother! Wake up! Mother!
And say we could do with some Numenor people showing up about now, please. It's very cool. Why is every scene making me want to cry? Oh dear. Oh god.
Sani kissed as a Antoni.
Hadi seni.
Why sacrifice their lives for such a little thing? The woman next.
Wait! It's under here. It's under here.
Yo?
I'm sorry.
I get it, he wants to save his mum.
I have a task for you.
Was that the asshole? It is, isn't it? No, 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 no. That was very cool.
Magda, their commander.
Imadios! Bosuvasias!
Ken.
Who is that?
Commander of the Northern Armies. Calathrian.
More goosebumps.
You remember me?
No.
We need him alive. I need him alive.
You don't know what he did.
Halbrand, put it down. When I was a child, I heard stories of elves taken by Morgoth. Orchard. Twisted.
So he is an elf.
You are one of them, are you not?
We prefer.
Where is he? Where is Sauron? Perhaps we should bring our prisoners into the sunlight.
I killed Sauron.
I do not believe you. Your kind was a mistake. And even if it takes me all of this age, I vow to eradicate every last one of you.
It would seem I'm not the only elf alive who's being transformed by darkness. Perhaps your search for Morgoth's successor should have ended in your own mirror.
Galadriel.
Thank you for pulling me back.
Because you pulled me back first.
Whatever it was he did to you, and whatever it was you did, be free of it.
I never believed I could be. Until today. Fighting at your side, I felt...
Lord Halbrand. The Queen Regent wishes to see you.
What I owe you. My people are alive because of you. As I understand it, they are alive because of you. A burden I never sought to take up. Few of the finest leaders do. But if you would like some relief in carrying it, I may be able to help.
You called for me, Your Majesty.
Bronwyn. This is Lord Halbrand.
Bronwyn.
Is it true? Are you the king we were promised?
Yes.
All hail! All hail! To the true king of the Southlands!
Easy.
Please tell me that's not going to come and flood this. The tunnels? Oh shit, it's the tunnels, isn't it, that they were digging? Oh god. That's very cool, but it's also really very not cool. Oh crap. How the fuck are they supposed to survive that? Oh Jesus. I'm sorry, what now? Okay, so I've taken a second to compose myself after that episode. That was exhausting, honestly. In a good way. Obviously, very action-packed. Lots happened. I mean, it feels like it was, like, mostly fights, which it kind of was. But there was a lot of kind of payoff moments as well. It's obviously really good seeing the villagers, you know, sort of bring the tower down, you know, working with Arendir and just basically defending themselves. I don't know, there was just a lot of nice moments there, you know, especially as they were working with Arendir, who's obviously an outsider, has sort of previously been kind of shunned by them. So that was good. And Bronwyn getting shot was surprisingly surprising. Like, you know, with the scale of the battle, it kind of makes sense that one of them was going to get hurt. It was either going to be her or the son or the elf. So I shouldn't have been surprised, but I kind of was. I wasn't expecting it. And it was just obviously quite emotional when they were trying to save her and she was getting her wounds cauterized and he pulled the arrow out and stuff. And that was just like, oh. And then obviously when Adar, who I now know is Adar and not Sauron, I'll mention more about that in a second. But yeah, obviously when he arrived and started threatening, you know, just killing people randomly just for fun, because that's clearly what he does. And then he was threatening Bronwyn unless they told him where the hilt was. And I don't blame Theo at all for telling him. I would have probably done the same if he'd been threatening like my mother or something. So, you know, completely understandable. But you can see why he's beating himself up as well about it. So, you know, there is that. But yeah, with the Sauron thing, the Adar being Sauron, as is clearly not the case, and hilariously, I have actually been calling him Sauron in the previous 2 or 3 episodes, so yes, that's fantastic stuff. But yeah, the reason I came to that conclusion to begin with is I think it was in possibly the 2nd episode, might have been the 3rd one, I can't remember, but it was the episode where Arendir gets captured by the orcs. And he was talking to his elf friend who was also captured, and they were basically talking about this Adar and who he was. And I think one of them mentioned that it was an elvish word, and Sauron went by many names. So I just kind of put 2 and 2 together and kind of come up with 5, apparently. So he's not Sauron, he's Adar. So yeah, if you've watched the previous episode reactions, I'm apologising for my massive blunder there. But yeah, it's kind of just thinking about sort of other stuff that happened when the Numenor army showed up with Galadriel and Halbrand and the Queen Regent and everybody. That was so cool. Like, I figured it would be kind of quite a good moment, you know, obviously them showing up and saving them. You know, it was quite clear that that was going to happen at some point, but it was still just really, really cool just kind of seeing Galadriel in action, and you know, and the others as well, obviously, but like the 2 worlds colliding, and it just kind of helped give a sense of how important Galadriel is, or how well known she is, whereas I think in previous episodes that's kind of been a little bit lost in some ways, because you know, we knew she was like the commander of the Northern armies, but that kind of didn't mean a lot to me. And obviously we've seen, like in previous episodes, that she's a fighter, she can fight, and she can fight well. But I feel like in this episode, it just kind of brought home how high up she is. You know, just by the way that Arendir treated her, even when she was chatting to Isil on the boat on the way over. That just felt like a really nice moment, and I think it showed a kind of softer side to Galadriel, because like she's very kind of blunt, and she says what she thinks, and she doesn't kind of tiptoe around situations or people. And it was just really nice when she was waiting with him, you know, so that he could catch his first sight of land. Just the conversation they had, it was just, I don't know. That's probably the first time I've actually really liked Galadriel. I mean, I don't not like her as a character, but she's quite abrasive, and we haven't really seen any other side to her up until that point, so it was definitely nice to see that, I think. But yeah, as to the ending there, obviously the volcano erupting, and you know, which is pretty bad. But what does that actually mean? Because, like, that's obviously what the tunnels were for. They were to funnel the water through to the magma chamber, presumably, to get that to erupt. But, like, that last bit, like, with the... You know, there's obviously loads of explosions going on in the village. You know, so a lot of people are going to be killed. And then the wave of lava coming. Like, the explosion. It was just kind of expanding. And Galadriel was stood there, so what does that mean? Now, when I first saw that, my initial thought was, it was a dream, which I don't think is likely, honestly. The second thought was, oh, okay, So this is going to be the end of this specific chapter, and then the next episode is going to be different people, different timeline, maybe jumping forward a few years. That's what happened. This is how we've now got to this point, and it's going to continue for the last 2 episodes. Don't know how likely that is. It's probably not that at all. I'm just trying to wrap my head around how Galadriel survives that, or how any of them survive that, because there's nobody else that I can think of. Actually, the only possible way I can think that they survive it, that's just occurred to me, is the hobbits. We didn't see the hobbits in that episode. Not the hobbits themselves, they're not obviously going to save them, but the stranger, whoever he is, he's obviously got some sort of power. He did the blasty back thing with the wolves and with Nori. So if they happen to be in the vicinity, I don't think he'll be able to actually stop the eruption, but maybe he can somehow save them? I don't know. But that looked like it was hitting Galadriel, and I don't have time to watch the next episode, which is really annoying. So with that said, if you've enjoyed this reaction, feel free to like the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next episode. Bye bye.